For WTRE Sports SD on Periscope and Twitter, WTREcommunity.com, this is Tom Fleming. We're at South Decatur High School tonight as the Cougars get ready to take on the Jennings County Panthers. Halftime of the JV game right now. Jennings County leading South Decatur 27-16. This is normally a time where we do an interview with Coach Dixon, but we have a special surprise for everybody tonight. 2 regular season games left. 4 seniors. I'm going to talk to 2 of them this evening and 2 on senior night on Friday. I want to thank Mr. Baker Howard for being here with us.
It's a pleasure.
We've Randy and I have talked about it a lot through the years, and we briefly kind of some talk about the Army and things like that and what you're looking at for your future. It's always interesting that when we look at what's going on, whether you're in the game or not, you kind of tend to attract the other guy's attention. We saw it the other night at the North Decatur game, and you were on your feet the entire time. In the huddle, you jump in and work to get them fired up. How do you think that all came about, that you kind of take on that role?
Well, during football season, I tried to set an example for the younger players as being a captain. I'm a captain for the basketball team right now, too. Usually other guys feed off your energy, so if you set a positive, if you give a positive amount of energy out there, then the other players are going to feed off that. And during football season, I did my best all year to get the guys together as a team, just get a team feeling, team atmosphere, and I think that really helped. It was a different feeling all year, and I think this year during basketball season I've tried to do the same thing, but I was being excited for my teammates, and when somebody does something good, even if I'm not playing, just always doing my part to give our team an edge, and I think bringing the energy is my role on the team.
Yeah, and it makes a big difference when you have somebody that can take on that role that's not out there for their own glory. You're out there to be part of that team, to to take on that leadership role. And you've got a team still fairly young, got a lot of young guys that take on major roles.
Yeah. I just want to be an example for the younger guys to follow. When I'm gone, somebody's got to fill my gap. That's how every year goes. You try to set an example for the guys coming up so the legacy can kind of live on and people can keep on building on past successes and just keep on taking that step up. And it's especially true with athletics, with programs, building programs. You have to have a core group of seniors to kind of start the process, and then the grades below that will follow that process and keep taking the next step. And I think these juniors, after we're gone, I'm still planning on making a run in sectionals.
Well, absolutely.
But they're pretty talented, so I think we can definitely make a run in sectionals. But I'm excited to see what the juniors can do next year. I think they can do something special.
Well, and nobody wants to take a loss, but when you see what this team's done this year, from my viewpoint being up here, a lot of changes, a lot of improvement, that expectation to win a game.
Yeah.
That it's all about that. So tell us a little bit about your plans. I know as soon as basketball's over, you're going to take those shoes off and put on some different ones.
Yeah, some metal spikes. I'm pretty excited about baseball season. I think we'll have more numbers than what we have in recent years. We've been working out pretty hard. I know I have. I've got a cage in my house. I've been hitting that quite a bit, just trying to get my stroke down for this coming season. You can't do much when it's as cold as it's been. We've been doing. We've been throwing a little bit on Wednesday nights, and I'm just excited to get out there for some warmer weather, some spring baseball games.
Well, and I know my broadcast partner Randy's excited that you're going to be out there on the baseball field. You'll be an assistant coach this year.
Yeah.
So then tell us a little bit about your plans when you walk out on graduation day and you're no longer a student, you're an alum of South Decatur.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to think about. I don't really want it to be over right now. I'm just trying to soak it all in before it's all done. But my application is completely finished for West Point. I just have to wait on a response for them. I talked with one of the officers that was on the Service Academy committee that nominated me from Luke Messer's office, and he said that there's 15 people out there competing for one spot for this congressional nomination. So I'm just hoping for the best. That's all I can do right now. But I completed my application for the New Mexico Military Institute earlier today. I had to get a couple of shots, some vaccines for the application during the physical process.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was fun. I do not like shots at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially on game day. My arms are pretty sore right now. But
yeah. Well, we're going to get Spencer on here in a second, but first I want to thank you so much for taking a couple minutes to talk to us, but more importantly, what you've done for the school and the example that you set for all the students here. And I wish you the best of luck. Told you, I'm just an old, crusty, retired Command Sergeant Major, but when when have it, and you have it. So best of luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, take care. It was Baker Howard, one of the starters. And we got Spencer Burkhead. So this young man, unfortunately, out for the rest of the season, but I'm sure a lot of great memories, and certainly one in particular this year.
Yeah.
The shot with 4.3 seconds left to win the game. So when you think about your time here now, do you play other sports since you've been here at South?
I played golf all the way up to my sophomore year, but then I didn't really enjoy it.
Yeah.
So basketball's been the primary.
So what would you say are some of the biggest changes? Of course, we know last year was only one win for the team, and there's 3 this year, but you can't just say the numbers. What kind of things have you seen this year that's made it a little bit different?
That's made this year different?
Yes,
Just the communication between our teammates, I feel like it's gotten a lot better. I mean, there's a lot of us that haven't played together before.
Yeah.
And since we're still trying to get into just teamwork in general, it's just been hard, but we've overcome things and we've proven people wrong a few times.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's again, Randy and I, we've been to every one of the games this year, and we've seen the changes and the mentality and as you said, teamwork. Absolutely, a big part of that. This is my 4th year at South, so I think back to when all of you were freshmen, and I was just starting. Now here you are getting ready to walk out of the doors here in a few months, and then after that, when you come in, you're not a student anymore. You're an alum of South Decatur.
Yeah.
So if you had somebody coming in, you guys are giving him a hard time down there.
Always trying to give me a hard time.
But for the guys that are still going to be here next year, what would you tell them if you could give them any advice of what to do? Somebody that's going to be on the basketball team next year.
Win. Learn
That's
the winning mentality, because that's been the hardest thing to find this year. But with next year's squad, they'll have a lot of talent and seniority, I guess you could say. And I feel like it's going to be a changed year next year.
Yeah. It's I talked to Coach about building a program, and that's you're just getting that first part of that in this year, and then how it grows from there. But you've been part of that throughout that whole process. And like I said, there's one memory that we know you'll always have of your time here. Randy and I, we sit up here a lot and say, shoot the ball. And because I've told you plenty of times that you need to shoot the ball. But, see, they're listening. Oh, see, they're listening to us down there. Shame on you guys. It's going to be your turn soon. I'm really going to give you a hard time. That's all right.
It won't be too bad.
Yeah.
I can live with it.
So what are your plans after graduation?
Well, I plan on attending Vincennes University and majoring in Homeland Security.
Awesome.
And then wherever that may take me.
Yeah. And it's these guys are giving him such a hard time. we throw something at those guys. But that's great. And one of the things that we've talked about all year is when we look at the players on this team, you don't have, for lack of a better term, a bunch of knuckleheads. You've got good young men that represent this school well, and we see that go on. So that's great to go into something like that, something that's always in demand. We wish you the best of luck.
Yep, thank you.
All right, well, thanks for coming up.
Yep, thank you for your time.
All right. And that was Spencer Burkhead, one of the seniors. We had Baker Howard earlier. We got a couple other seniors that we're going to get Friday night, you guarantee, for giving so much harassment. Anyway, for WTRE Sports SD on Periscope and Twitter, WTREcommunity.com. This is Tom Fleming. We got 6:18 left in the third quarter of the JV game. Jennings County leading South Decatur 30-18. We'll be back at 7:20 for the pregame and the broadcast of the varsity game, again between South Decatur and Jennings County.